All right, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kahak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, when has the white man ever liked you Negroes, Latinos, and natives? What changed? Okay, and I'm talking to you Israelites, all right, that, you want to save Esau. I'm talking to you directly. All of you Israelites that, you want to be equal with the so-called white man. OK, because when you even go back to the civil rights movement, right, you had a lot of our people that, they didn't have a ruling class mentality. OK, their only mentality was to get equal acceptance from the so-called white man. You know what I mean? Since Esau rose into power and created this cesspool we see and we know as America, all right, and, NATO and the EU, basically the Edomite power structure, since this has been founded, okay, the subjects, the slaves, which are you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, because we all know how you tribes, okay, have been filtered through chattel slavery, which was administered by the so-called white man. Okay, since the beginning of that, all right, you tribes have been on this endless quest to get acceptance from the so-called white man. This is why you got a lot of our people that are still stuck in plantation Christianity, all right, trying to search the scriptures to find somewhere where Esau can be saved and he can be side by side, okay, and receive salvation, right? But when you read the scriptures, okay, you read that Esau is our number one sworn enemy, okay? Esau is our number one sworn enemy, man, all right? And the so-called white man, okay, has always been, an adversary, okay, to you tribes. Even when you go back to the story of Jacob and Esau, right? Jacob and Esau, they were struggling in the womb. They struggled in the womb. That meaning that they were fighting in the womb. All right. So from the very beginning, before what do you call that? Before birth, okay, Jacob and Esau were already at odds with one another. So what the hell make you think that in the latter days, okay, Esau has created this beast system, okay, which the beast system he created has been off of the slave labor of you tribes. What the hell makes you think that he has a mentality to give you niggas equal rights and he values you as a valuable partner? No, he's never liked you tribes, man. Okay, now the so-called white man, all right, because the times have changed, right, and there's no more chattel slavery. Okay, the so-called white man has now, he's concealed his intentions about how he truly feels about you, Negro, Latinos, and natives. Okay, he's concealed that. All right, but you got a demon like Donald Trump, okay, spewing out all of this "Make America Great" rhetoric, and what are you starting to see? You're starting to see Billy Joe Edomites, okay, who, their grandfather was probably in the KKK. You're starting to see these Edomites pop back on the surface and express their hatred for you tribes once again, showing you that these Edomites never changed, man. Okay, they just been laying dormant. Okay, they've never changed, man. All right, they're still your sworn enemy. Okay, so what changed? All right, because Jake Jake sit here and act like the so-called white man now, all right, is like Esau has completely put off his hatred towards you. Okay? Jake acts like Esau he values our people as a side by side equal entity, right? But when you look at this society and you look at everything that's still going on, okay, how you tribes are at the bottom, you're in the ghettos, all right? Police brutality, all right? They got laws and legislations, okay, to make sure that you tribes don't prosper, all right? Soon as Donald Trump gets in office, first thing he do is start gathering up you immigrants, right? You tribes. So where is the love that the so-called white man is showing you niggas, okay? Where is it? Because Jake has all of this love and all of this trying to be equal with the devil, but where is the love that the so-called white man is giving you niggas, man? Okay? It's non-existent. He's never showed you love, man. All right? Everything the so-called white man has given you tribes has been to destroy you, man. Okay? Everything. The food, the television, the clothing. You know what I mean? Everything, man. All right? It's only been to destroy you, man. All right? You Israel, if the so-called white man loved you, okay, you Israelites will be prospering in America. Look at the Chinese, look at the East Indians, look at the Arabs, right? They come to America and they're rich, right? Soon as they touch down, the banks, all right, which are controlled by Edomites, they give them niggas loans and set them up on a good path. You see? Hang on. But what about you tribes? Okay? He got you in the ghettos. He got you on music videos making a fool of yourself. Right? He's hidden your true identity from you. Okay? The only time Esau is nice to you niggas is when you go to that Christian church, okay? And them Edomites is willing to give you niggas a goddamn chili dog so that way you can sit through the service and listen to that goddamn demonic Jesus rhetoric, man. That's the only time he'll be nice to you. Other than that, the so-called white man is trying to destroy your life, okay? And it's time for you Jakes to wake the fuck up and realize who this devil is for real, man. Okay? Stop trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. You got niggas that are coming up against us, man. Coming up against us, trying to save the white man, man. Okay? When you look at this picture, okay, Jake act like this time period in history never existed. It's incredible how Jake just love the white man. Love the white man. The white man is a good man now. That's how Jake thinks. But but this time period in history, this was a brutal time period for you tribes, man. Look at this. The so-called white man had y'all on boats and ships and shipping you off. You know what I'm saying? You know, torturing you, humiliating you in front of your wife and your kids. Okay, we're going to get a little bit into that. Just to remind you niggas who this man is, okay? And that hatred has never left him, all right? And this is why the scriptures say, prepare judgment for the iniquity of their fathers. Talking about Esau, because guess what? These Edomites that you see today in America, okay? Guess who their fathers are? Guess who their forefathers are? Their forefathers go back to these niggas, man. So how can you say that they love you, right? How can you say that the so-called white man doesn't have any more hatred towards you, when his bloodline literally goes back to the same monsters, okay, that had you in chattel slavery, man. Right? This is where his bloodline goes back to, man. All right? And at the end of the day, okay, if these Edomites had to choose between being free and being liberal with you tribes or putting you niggas back in slavery to where they call the shots again, all right, they would choose to put you niggas back in slavery, man. All right? Because this is who they are, man. This is literally who they are, man. All right? These Edomites that are out here, you know, because you got a lot of Edomites that are out here financially set. How are they already financially set, man? Because their forefathers go back to these niggas, man. And their forefathers have paved the way, okay, generations down the line for their children to live off of the slave labor that they forced our people to do. So you can't say that he love you when he's living off of the labor of your ancestors, right? He gets perks. He gets certain advantages. Okay, these Caucasians get certain perks and certain advantages because of what their forefathers did to yours. And you're going to sit here and think that he changed, he loves you now? You're fucking crazy, man. You're out of your mind. Let me get this scripture real quick. This is Ezekiel 35 and 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, okay, perpetual means forever, all right, a forever hatred from the very beginning, okay? The so-called white man has always been your enemy, man. This is why the Lord said, I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Amalek, which are the small hats out there in the land of Israel, they're Edomites. They're pretty much like another sect, another tribe of Edom. Okay, because Esau has his tribes within his nation as well, man. All right, but the Lord said, I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. I wonder why the Lord said that. Well, the Lord said that because he knew that Esau was always going to keep that hatred, all right, for you Israelites. Okay? You see? The Lord don't even love Esau, but you niggas love him, right? The Lord don't love Esau, but you love him. What sense does that make, man? That's why you niggas is all fucked up and scrambled. Christianity really got our people's minds in a twist, man. It says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. Let's go back to this picture. This is the force of the sword right here. Selling you off on auction blocks, selling your children off. Okay? If you had a daughter back in chattel slavery, you would have to watch your daughter get ran through the fucking ringer because them goddamn devils would be sexually assaulting her in front of you, man. And you niggas don't, you don't feel nothing about that? Let bygones be bygones. Well, when have you Jakes ever got your revenge back, man? You just gonna let that slide under the rug, man? See, this is why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai set up the true prophets, the real men, okay? To put these type of things back in remembrance, because if it was up to 2/3 of our people, they'll just let this shit slide under the rug. And every year they come out with a goddamn slavery movie showing how the so-called white man had his foot up your ass. All right. And you, Jake, said, you know, you'll just continue to go to the movie theater and laugh it off like it didn't happen. No, that's why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai set up the prophets, man, to hold this nigga accountable, to hold this devil accountable, man, because you niggas ain't going to do it. You willing to forgive and forget. All right. 2/3 of our people are some weak, spineless, jelly-back niggas, man. Okay. This is why you niggas is going to be destroyed and you're not going to receive salvation from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai because you don't even have the mentality to rule over your enemies. And your enemies is actively working on strategies and schemes to rule over you. Okay? You're a homeborn slave, a lot of you niggas, man. It says, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. You see? Now let's get that in a different translation. Ezekiel 35 and 35 in a different translation, okay? Because I know it's going to hit harder. All right? This is the NLT. Ezekiel 35 and 35 NLT. It says, your eternal hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless. You see, he butchered us, man. He butchered us, bro. All right. And like I said, we're going to get a little information on that, man. But this devil butchered us, man. He butchered our nation, man. He butchered us physically. And, he butchered us mentally, man. Go read the Willie Lynch letter, man. Okay. And you can see the Willie Lynch letter playing out in real time. All right. When you look at our nation, man. Okay. The man is going against the woman. The woman is going against the man. The children are degenerate. This was all a part of Esau's design, man. Okay, to butcher us as a nation, to destroy us. All right. So for a lot of you niggas that, you Christianity plantation, Christianity coons. Okay, how are you just going to ignore that, man? How are you just going to ignore that this man has created a systematic oppression, right? That is still thriving off of the slave labor of you tribes today. How are you just going to ignore that, man? Okay? If the so-called white man really loved you tribes, then how about he give us back our identity? How about he give us back everything he stole from us, man? How about he give this land back to the Native Americans? Now, it wouldn't matter if he gave this land back to the natives. I'm just speaking figuratively, right? Because the Lord is getting ready to destroy this land. That's inevitable, man. So it wouldn't matter. But I'm giving an example. How about this so-called white man give this land back to the natives, man? How about he move his funky ass back to them caves, okay? And he and everything he stole from you tribes. How about he give it back to you tenfold, man? He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that. He gonna increase the oppression, man. Okay. Because he does not love you, all right? He does not like you tribes, man, all right? It says, butcher them when they were helpless, when I had already punished them for all their sins. Yeah, so he added fuel to the flame, all right? Esau was always there to kick us while we was down, man. In our lowest estate, here come Esau, right? You think about the time of Esther. Our people were in a low condition. What the hell was Haman trying to do? Right? He was trying to exterminate all of us, man. When we were in a low condition, when we were in the wilderness after we just left Egypt, you had them fucking devils that try to attack, try to attack us in the wilderness, man. Esau was always there to try to capitalize off of our misfortune, man, and increase it. Okay? Just like how he's doing today. All right? Esau got you in the ghettos, man. Okay? He promoted the black woman to dye her hair and blonde her hair. Right? Now she's walking around with a wig. And he act like it ain't even that big of a deal. Because he's the one that set that motion out, man. Okay? What changed, man? We never got no apology from this devil, man. Now, you might have some of these Edomites that might be like, oh, I'm so sorry of what happened. But that's all they'll say. They don't move with action. They just say that shit so you niggas could stop being so rowdy. And they could get back to, plotting devilish things behind your back, man. That's all they'll say sorry for. Okay? You notice they say sorry when Jake start getting tense, when Jake start getting angry. Oh, we're sorry about that. So we're so sorry. See, slippery, slimy devils they are, man. Okay. Now let's get into something I had right here. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I put on Google the brutality of chattel slavery of Negroes. Okay, and we're just gonna read a little bit about this, man, just to keep a lot of you coons in remembrance of who this devil is, man. And this is why what we see today, okay, this is why he's still at it. All right, now he's trying to take it a step further. He's trying to take your slavery a step further. He's trying to merge you with his demonic technology, man, and have full control over your motor functions, man. Okay, this is who he is. It says the brutality of chattel slavery of black people was systematic, persuasive, and sustained through extreme physical, psychological, and sexual violence. Somebody that'll do that, man, to a whole nation of people. Does that sound like a nigga? Does that sound like that nigga had love? Okay. For those said people, man. All right. No, he didn't, man. Okay. He did not. All right. When them colonizers, okay, came to the Americas, all right, and they slaughtered the Latinos and the natives, all right, does that sound like love to you? And he didn't even really have a real cause, man. A lot of the native tribes, when he came over here, were actually accepting of him. They were actually, you know, they actually let their guard down and try to be peaceful with him. That's how it started. They tried to be peaceful with him at first. But what did he do? He stabbed him in the back for no reason. It'll be for no reason. Think everything cool with Esau. Then the men, you know, all of the men in the village, you know, go out and go try to go hunt some food. Then the men come back and they whole goddamn village is burnt down to the ground. The women have been sexually assaulted. The children have been slaughtered. And this devil, you know, he runs off like a little coward, man. He floats off in the wind like a coward, man. Why you think? This is why the tribe of Gad went to war with this nigga for all of them years, man. Because they knew this nigga hated them, man. And they hated, and the tribe of Gad hated him. What the hell changed, man? Because we're in America now, and this nigga Esau is walking around with a shaved face and a tuxedo. That's what changed. Because he gave you EBT. Because he gave you Section 8. Because he gave you hip-hop music. It doesn't change, man. All right? It says, enslaved individuals were legally classified as property. That's how, hey, Esau still look at you tribes like that. Property, man. Why you think a lot of you niggas have a social security number? If the so-called white man, okay, viewed you as an equal, why you got a social security number then, man? Why are you known as a fucking number then, man? If he viewed you as an equal, man. You niggas, I swear, man. It says, rather than human beings which stripped them of all rights and left them entirely at the mercy of their enslavers. Physical violence and torture. Whipping and flogging. All right? He used to whip Jake. He used to whip Jake, man, for nothing, man. And whip Jake for like a whole hour, man. With that whip. Just keep hitting him, man. No mercy. Esau had no mercy on you tribes, man. All right? No. He would not give you that mercy, man. Because he has a perpetual hatred, as the scriptures say. Mutilation and branding. Enslaved people were branded with hot irons to mark them as property or as punishment for escape attempts. Amputation of toes or ears was also practiced. He used to treat you like animals, man. All right, put a brand on you like a goddamn cow in the barnyard, man. Restraints and torture devices, extreme labor conditions, denial of basic health care, family separation. Families were routinely and violently separated by sale, in a devastating practice that caused immense sorrow and permanent loss. Sexual violence. Enslaved women and girls were systematically subject to rape and sexual abuse by white men with no legal recourse. This was a tool of control and a means to breed more slaves for profit. This is everything he's done, man. And the history is deep, man. The history is deep. It's real deep. I'm with everything that we know that this devil did to us during them times. I'm pretty sure that there's still a lot of shit that we don't know about. A lot of demonic shit he was doing to us that we don't know about. Okay, this is why our people are all twisted in their psychology the way that they are, man. Because our people are going through generational trauma. Okay? Remember, we're all reincarnated. So, hey, a lot of us that are here could have actually been those people on the plantations that was going through that hell. All right? By the hammer of the earth, Esau, Edom. Right? So, hey, our people are going through generational trauma, man. Okay? But then you got the coons of our nation that don't want to hold this nigga accountable, man. It's all good. I mean, hey, you know, say, hey, you know, we have to show love. It's about love now. God damn, man. Okay. Yahushua needs to come back and set things in order. Okay. And divide the line. You see? Because our people, they've totally forgotten that they have enemies. Right? They've totally forgotten that they have enemies. Let me get a scripture real quick. Okay? You're supposed to acknowledge your enemies, man. You're not supposed to try to, forget what your enemy did to you and try to let bygones be bygones. No, you're supposed to acknowledge your enemy and move with a certain precaution around them, man. Okay? Because they're your enemy, man. All right? And that's what Yahushua is going to do. Yahushua is going to let the world know, okay, who's who. All right? Yahushua is going to divide the line and remind our people again, nope, this devil, he's still the same old devil, right? Ain't nothing changed, okay? Nothing has changed, all right? Homosexuality is off the charts within you Negro, Latinos, and Native American communities. I wonder who puts money behind that movement, the LGBT movement. I wonder who funds that. And you already know who. You already know who puts money behind that. Okay? You know? You already know who's doing that, man. You already know who's who's coming up with these crafty legislations, okay, that leave our people destroyed, bruised, and battered, man. I wonder who. You see? This is Psalms 83, starting at verse 4. Okay, Psalms 83, starting at verse 4. It says, they have said, come and let us cut us off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's Esau's whole plan, man. What do you think the New World Order is about? It's about you tribes, okay, not being a nation, man. Okay? You know, unifying everybody under the digital ID, universal basic income, market beast system, man. Okay? And back in them days, you had Esau that was actually hell-bent on trying to exterminate our people, man. Okay, trying to wipe us out. He was trying to wipe us out, man. All right? It says, verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. Look at that. Right then and there. The tabernacles of Edom. And that's all I got to read. Because it starts going into all the other nations that pretty much assisted Edom. Okay? They all of these nations outside of the nation of Israel, the true Israelites, have worked together to keep us in a low condition, man. All right? They all put their money together. They put their chips on the table to make sure that we don't prosper as a thriving sovereign nation, man. Okay? So where the hell is the love, man? Where is the love at, man? Okay? The tabernacles of Edom, the first nation it mentioned, man. Because the Lord did that on purpose to let you know, look, this is your number one enemy. Esau, Edom, man. He is your number one. Okay? All you Jakes know about the chattel slavery that happened to our people. All of y'all know that, man. Okay? In 2025, niggas is just gonna act like that didn't happen, man. Jake ain't mad about it. Jake don't even care no more, man. Long as Jake can have a basketball dream, or the nigga can pay his rent on time, he don't give a fuck. All right? He don't give a fuck who calling the shots. This is why the real men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai are standing up, okay? And we're holding everything accountable, man. We're not gonna let anybody forget, okay? Because 2/3 of our people, they don't give a damn, man. All right? They want to be slaves forever. Hey, the men of the Lord, we want something better, man. We want to put our fucking foot on the neck of these devils, man. Real men. Okay, that's what real men want, man. Okay? When you read the book of Joshua, all right? When you read the book of Joshua, the Lord told the nation of Israel at that time, go out and go clear out your enemies, man. Okay? When the hell did the Lord say, go try to negotiate a peace treaty with the heathen nations that are in that land and, just be nice to them. Be nice to them and show them love and support. No. The Lord said, go clear them niggas out, man. Go slaughter them, they children. Go get rid of go get rid of everything they built up, man. And then you have that instance in the book of Joshua where, Joshua told the high-ranking men of the nation of Israel at that time, hey, come put your foot on the necks of these goddamn kings, man. We got them. You see, that's what real men want, man. We want to reign over our enemies, man. All right? Because the scriptures justify that, man. Okay? We want to recompense Esau for everything he done. What the hell you mean, man? What the hell you mean let it go, man? Fucking weak ass niggas. What the fuck you mean, man? No, I'm not letting it go, man. Not when this devil is still doing this goddamn atrocious things to our people, man. Not when I have to wake up and go to work, man. You know what I mean? And go work slave for a corporation, okay? That benefits off of my goddamn pain, man. And this is the nigga who set it all up, man. No, I'm not gonna forget it because every day living in Babylon is hell, man. It's a constant reminder that this devil is reigning over us with an iron fist, man. A lot of you 2/3 niggas, man, you just gotten comfortable in hell. And that's why you got to be destroyed, man. Okay? That's why you got to be destroyed. Let's get this last one. This is Amos 1:11. It says, for thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Yeah, the Lord ain't forgot you devils, man. Okay? The Lord ain't forgot these devils, man. The Lord is not going to let it go. 2/3 of you might be willing to, just let it be now. I have a 401k. Let it be. We don't give a fuck about, what you niggas have achieved in oppression. The Lord ain't going to let it go. The Lord is highly offended at what the so-called white man did to his people, man. Okay? Why wouldn't the Lord be offended, man? Remember, the Lord was, and the angels were right there watching Esau slaughter our people by the millions during chattel slavery. The Lord was there. The Lord was watching it. You don't think the Lord was pissed off? You don't think the Lord was like, oh, man, I can't wait to get that nigga, man. Oh, I can't stand this shit. You don't think the Lord was gritting his teeth watching them devils buck break men? Right? Sexually assault a grown man in front of his wife and kids? You don't think the Lord felt some type of way about that, man? Okay? You niggas is crazy, man. The Lord is going to get the payback on these devils, man. Fuck you niggas, man. All right? You can go ahead and go hide off in a goddamn cave if you want to. You go kumbaya with the white man if you want to. The Lord is going to get the revenge because the Lord ain't going to let it go, man. It says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity. And Esau, he ain't got no pity for you tribes, man. And you know what? And it's beautiful that a nigga like Donald Trump is in office because he's reminding you, Jakes, of that, man. He's reminding you of what we've been telling you, okay, since the prophets hit the scene, man. We've been telling you, man. This devil has not changed, man. Okay, he's still that same old KKK lynch a nigger by the tree devil, man. Okay? No pity. Look at these so-called immigrants that are getting grabbed up, man. No pity. When you watch them videos online where you see the immigrants getting grabbed up by the ICE agents, Jake is on there screaming on the ground. No. Esau he ain't got no mercy. He ain't trying to hear him out. Esau ain't coming to your rescue. He ain't coming to their rescue. Because he don't have no pity. He don't have no mercy for you tribes, man. Okay? It says, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So where is the love at, man? What changed? What changed with the so-called white man to where now he values you tribes as an equal partner, man? What changed, man? This is what you Christians, you need to answer that, man. What changed with the so-called white man? All right? What changed? Okay? Not all white people is bad. You simple niggas, you. Okay? You simple fucking cockroach niggas, man, are getting ready to be exterminated because you love oppression, man. All right? You've developed Stockholm syndrome. All right? You've became the ultimate house Negro. Okay? And you want to save massa. Just like when you watch that movie Django. Remember that nigga Samuel Jackson in the movie Django? Right? When Django shot the massa, okay, what did Samuel Jackson's character do? He sat there and cried and, oh, no. But really, if you think about it, like, nigga, the massa dead. Nigga, go escape. Nigga, go leave the plantation. This is your chance to leave the plantation, right? Your massa dead. You can finally be free. Nope. Samuel Jackson's character, coon ass, he stayed on that plantation, all right, and continued the business of his massa. You see? So nothing changed with the so-called white man, man. Okay, he still has the wrath, and he still has no love for you tribes, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying, to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Shalom.